Hey guys, Crixus here, and welcome back to another New Game Friday. In today's episode, we are going to try Baldur's Gate 3. We're going to play on the hardest difficulty, Honor Mode, and we're going to see. Let me know if you guys like it. Feel free to comment in the comment section if you guys want to keep this series going, and I'll just start making videos for this as well as the Oblivion series. So let me know what you guys think, and let's just hop right in. Alright, look, there it is, Honor Mode. A fraught and deadly campaign awaits, limited to a single save file. Alright, let's see how this goes. The characters look really cool. Look at the dragon in the background. There's some weird demon-looking lady right there with horns. Are we going to get our first cutscene? There it is. Okay, what a terrifying introduction to this game. Some creepy looking Cthulhu dude. Oh. Okay, so obviously I've played this game before. I'm actually going to reset the tutorials, so if you do want to see the beginning, I'm going to do 100% from the beginning, first hour. That was a very interesting introduction. There's a creepy thing that he put in her eye. So if you can see, you can play as a character that they've already made, or you can play as a custom character, which I plan to do a custom character. So, and we'll do what I did in my Oblivion series for the first episode. I'm just gonna come back to you guys once I'm finished, just so then the whole episode isn't just me creating a character. So I'll be back once I'm done creating the character, and I'll just give you some highlights of what I chose. Okay? And we're back. Okay, so just to give you a rundown of who we are, so we are a wood elf, we're a monk, and our name is Sir Crixus. And then we have the Guardian here. We just did a randomizer for the Guardian, and we will venture forth. Wow. I mean, what a crazy cinematic scene to get us somewhat to the starting point of the game. That was insane. A lot of action, a lot of fire, a lot of dragons. And there we are. She didn't want to save us either. We just got to watch her leave, and somehow now we're awake. Sick. Okay, so I kind of explain a little bit about what a monk does. So as you see, we have key points. We can use those key points for, looks like additional actions. So here, Flurry of Blows. You punch twice in quick succession, and it's a bonus action with the key points. You have to expend the key point to get the 2 attacks, and then we still have a normal attack. So look, as you see, there's an action and a bonus action, so you can perform both of those. And I'm playing on the PlayStation 5, so it's a little bit more seamless. I think on the PC, it's not as fluid. It's a lot more like pointing to where they need to go, which typically is how it is on PC for most games that are like this. But I do know that there's a mod, I believe, that allows for you to have a little bit more of that fluid motion like we are here. And so since I've played this game, I know there's a couple of things. So for instance, there's a chest up here, give you gold that you want, of course. But yeah, I think I've never tried a monk before. This is my first kind of experience using a monk. And now I'm doing it on the hardest difficulty, because why not? I have never beaten this game either, as of this moment that I say that. I haven't beaten this game, so I don't know what the final ending looks like. There are 3 acts. I know just about everything you need to do in Act 1, which is like the beginning. I'm somewhat comfortable with Act 2. Still think there's some things that I have missed. This thing right here is a thing that can heal you. So if you click it, it'll heal you, but I don't need to be healed, so keep moving on. And then Act 3, I'm in that on another save, and I'm not as familiar on what's going on. It's a very expansive game. There's a lot to it. You can do a lot of things. Let's just use this to get up here. This is going to be our first, we'll call it interaction with an NPC. Let's see how this goes. Very creepy.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Please, before they return.
Very creepy. A
They
brain is
return.
literally talking to us.
A newborn. Born new from this husk.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
Wow.
Remove us from this body. From this case. Free us. Please.
So I'm going to do a little dex. So, right, I'll read this. So some dialogue options require a skill check, a dice roll that must meet or exceed a target number. Your character's skills add a bonus to this roll. So you guys saw that when I rolled, I think it was I don't remember if it was Arcana or something, on our knowledge on how we knew what that brain is. But here we have a +3 to our dex, because with a monk, you want to focus on dex. And so we only need a 10. So if we roll a 7, we'll pass. Anything lower than a 7, we will not pass. And we pass. Perfect. So now we get to see what happens by touching this gucky brain.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient should it prove a threat.
I'm gonna spare it. Ooh, that's so freaky. Look at those legs.
We are free.
Now we're its
Creature
friend.
pauses, listening. Something behind your eyes seizes in recognition.
We must go to the helm. At the helm, we are needed. To the helm we go.
We're gonna go to the helm.
We are going to the helm.
Let's go. And I think now, yep, so look, we have a follower. So I can switch between the follower and me.
Blood.
And let's just loot him. There's nothing on him. And then we'll head back down on this little apparatus, which is awesome. I don't think there's anything else in here that we can, like, loot. I don't think there's any more chests. So we'll just keep... Look at all this fire and mayhem, carnage. Look at this. Holy crap. She's about to attack us from the top rope. What a cool intro.
Abomination. This is your end. Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing, a silver sword, and a flash of your face seen through the strange woman's eyes. Oh, my head. What is this?
We're corrupted, clearly.
You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. We carry
made you think I was a
mind-flayer
thrall?
Parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Gaith, mind flayers.
Oh god, is that what the creepy old Cthulhu looking thing? We're turning into mind flayers? There must be something we can do.
We can do nothing until we escape. That must be our priority. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take
Imps.
control of the ship. As for that thing, it will remain tame as long as it believes we are thralls. It may be of use in the fight to come.
I think so too. Let's kick these dang imps' butts. Hataka. I wonder what that means. First combat. So it's all turn-based, right? So you'll see it. It's based on rounds. If you ever played D&D before, there's an initiative. The game obviously pauses, and we determine action. So now it's my turn. So one of the key reasons why I chose a wood elf as well as an elf. So if you look at my movement, it's 10.5, which is awesome. You want to be able, at least I think as a monk, when you want to be up close to fight, you want to be able to get up in their face. So let's do an attack. Look at that. 8 damage, which is awesome. See, now I can't get to him, and I can't do any bonus actions here. So then I'm just going to move here and end my turn. So then Us will be able to go. And Us has some abilities like claws. Oh, just claws. So we're going to move up and attack with the claw. And we did 7 damage, which is just enough. Then we're in our turn, and then we also get to control Lae'zel.
Make way.
And I don't know if does she have range? I think she does. So we will use her ranged attack because we can't get to the imp. And we missed. So that's another big thing about honor mode that's different than all the other modes. Well, I'm actually surprised that he missed. Typically, you get really bad rolls. So when you're attacking, there's that percentage. So basically what it's doing is it's rolling a d20 to determine if you are going to hit against the enemy's AC. So you have to roll higher than that to get a hit, and then it'll roll damage. So there's a 95% chance we hit him, which is great. And we hit him. Awesome. So then I'm going to loot these. One big thing about me is I will loot everything. It doesn't matter what it is, and I'm going to do that in this little hour playthrough as well. We're going to loot everything. We want everything. just in case something happens, like that bulb bomb. You never know when you need a bulb bomb. There's an imp up there, and then there's another dead thrall. We're gonna loot that dead thrall, and then the imp. If I can loot it, there we go. And we're gonna keep navigating our way through this ship.
We need to get out before it's too late.
I agree with what I said. I agree. Another dead thrall here. Potions of healing, we'll always use those. So when you're in combat, if you're like low on health and you want to drink a potion, it's going to be a bonus action. So that orange bonus action is right there. So you see how it's orange. So it's a good. The thing about this game is they do a really good job of telling you what you can do. So if I wanted to throw this, I actually would throw it, and it's an action. So it would be the green one to throw that bulb. So throwing would be an action, bonus action. As a monk, you have really cool bonus actions to kind of do whatever you please.
Cave machinery. I can make no sense of it.
This machinery here. Let's just push a button.
Psionic energy radiates from the prisoners, but they do not react.
We pushed a button, and we pushed another button, and then they died. Because we pushed the button, that would kill them. So this lady here, her name is Shadowheart. She's stuck. We have to let her out. Even if we fail to let her out, there's a way that you can get her out anyway. So I'm not too concerned, but I want to loot everything first. We'll get her out in a second. She'll be fine. But we need a key, right? So I believe the key is in here. Sphincter. And there's a dead thrall. And then there is also something in the back over here. And there's also a sleeping Mind Flayer pod. She's infected, so she might change.
As you
Place our hand on the console.
On the pod, you hear something. A presence connected to the
Very
pod,
creepy.
commanding the person inside to change.
I'm sure you recognize that they're trying to get that girl to change. And she's changing. Freaky change. Now they're Cthulhu.
Change her. Changed at the pull of a lever. How? If we are not purified,
Yeah.
this may be our fate.
We do not want to change in one of those things. Can confirm.
Preserve me. That cannot be our fate.
But I don't know why we picked that up. I really don't.
What?
But we will take those potions of healing. I'm not even going to interact with that thing. We're going to let that be. We don't even want to fight that newborn. Just, yeah, not happening. But let's go and now open this because we have the key. Which is awesome. And then now let's interact with this lovely, lovely lady.
Get me out of this damn thing! We have no time for stragglers.
The construction is too alien. Nothing looks familiar.
As you can tell,
This ship
Lae'zel
is
does
crashing.
not want to save her.
Do you intend to die for a stranger?
Good. Try using it on that machine next to me.
I want to save it, Shadowheart. Be beneficial.
The console appears dormant.
That's why I picked up that
The
room,
console hums to life.
clearly.
But what is its
I knew what I was doing.
purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate?
Let's roll Arcana. And now we have a -1, but let's take our chances. 11 would be great. We got a 7, so we did not pass the check, so we fail.
Nothing in the appearance of the device
we clearly don't
betrays its purpose. It could do anything. It could even transform the occupant of the pod, like what happened before.
I'm willing to take my chances.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. authority.
Authority. Will the pod to open. So look, we get a +2. We're automatically going to make this save. That's nice.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command and yield to it. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
And we save Shadowheart. Awesome.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness.
See,
because you
they
have a
both
gift
don't like
for
each
you.
other, clearly.
You keep dangerous company.
Quite rude.
Fair point.
Dangerous company is what you need in a
Looks
fight.
like there's plenty of fighting ahead.
There is.
Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along the way.
Let's get going then, Shadowheart. My name is Sir Crixus.
Shadowheart. One moment.
I read your mind, so that's how I knew your name was Shadowheart. That was sketchy.
It's nothing. Trust me.
Enough of this chatter. We need to get to the helm. Now.
Okay, okay.
She's right. Lead on.
And I will lead us to the helm. Which is the closed door. Alright, let's do it. So everyone's full health, so I'm not concerned about
We're
healing.
nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Oh, excuse me.
Who put you in charge? I'll trust
See.
my own judgment.
There's tension. Always tension. She's saying some things in her native language or native tongue and it doesn't feel very good. Let's do it. Wow. Wow. That is a head eater. They got him. He's dead. And then
Connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape.
that's the guy that put the freaking
Do it. We will deal
thing
with
in
the
our
gate
brain, I
after we
think. I'm not
escape.
sure, but it's possible.
Connect the nerves. Nerves.
We will connect the nerves. But of course, there's going to be enemies in our way, as always. So, we can hit this guy or him, but we got to watch out. So look, there's some fire here. We don't want to walk into that fire. So we'll do that. I do want to fight this guy. Yep. Nice. So then I'll do a bonus action. And I'm not going to use a key point here, so I'll just do an unarmed strike. Perfect. And I just got an achievement because I've never played as a monk, so which is really cool. And we'll just loot him. He's got nothing on him. And then we will move up. It's a lot of damage. He missed. Okay. So with Shadowheart, she has a cleric. So she has a mixture. She can melee attack with her mace, or she can do spells, which is awesome. And so we will just do a little Sacred Flame here. 65% chance, and misses. See what I was saying about the missing? It's possible. It's really possible. So then we'll attack with us. Crit. So a critical hit happens, and we can go to the combat log here. Critical hit happens when you roll a 20. So look, as you see, we rolled a 20, a nat 20 is what it's called. And then we got 26 as the roll. So their AC was not a 26. And so then we did damage, so it's double the damage since it was a crit. So we did 11 damage, which killed the imp. Which is awesome. And then we end our turn. And then this guy has a freaking bow, of course, so he's going to hit me. Man, that sucks. It's okay. We have Lae'zel, who also has a bow. He might be out of range, though, so there's another thing. These weapons all have range. So look, you see that circle there? That's the range of the weapon, and we can still hit him. 85% chance. Ah, so close to killing him. 6%. Or 6%, 6 damage. He got stunned. That's pretty big. Like, really big, actually. Wow.
These boots have seen everything.
Let's just loot this guy while we're here. 'Cause there's nothing. We can't get to him. Actually, we can get to him, possibly. I jump. So I used my bonus action right there, so I won't be able to do the flurry of blows, but I can still do a main attack. And we got him, which is great. Can't loot. I was gonna say I can't loot him, really? Charm person. Huh. So there is a way where if you have a character that can get him to drop that blade, which is a really cool blade to have early on. I've done it in another save, but I don't think we need it. Also, look at that AC 18. Yeah, 20 strength. It's a lot of level 8, by the way. Level 8. This guy, he's also level 8. AC 15. Yeah, this is a terrifying fight for us. We're just trying to survive, I would say. And by survive, I mean get to the dang transponder. Because I'm scared.
Time to strike. Make
Okay.
way.
So I think now we'll see the he missed. Take the dagger. It's weird seeing them have a dagger, and then we'll try to loot the lieutenant here. But of course, there's dragons flying in the air.
Hurry before they strike.
Can loot the lieutenant with nothing. He had a bloodstone. And look, I don't have any ranged attacks. So we're kind of screwed. And I used all my movement. So there's a couple things we can do here. I could dash, which might be good. I could throw something, which is most likely what we're going to do. So I'm going to throw one of those axes I picked up. Hit him for 7 damage. And that throw, remember, is an action. So we're out of actions. Wow, he is really missing. It's unfortunate. We probably could have gotten that if we had spec'd everything correctly. Because I think... Oh, she doesn't even have it, actually. So we'd have had to had a character... Yeah, I guess we could have... Did it say? Does it say until a long rest? Can't see that because of... During combat. So we could have spec'd her to get command, which would have allowed for her to make this guy drop an item. But, like I said, I don't think we'll need it. So then, wow, look, see, they're out of range. Oh, wait, nope, we're good. But, doesn't matter. Unfortunate. So then we'll use us. Us doesn't have any range, so us will dash. Try to get closer.
Time to strike.
And then Lae'zel, she also doesn't have range, so we will dash with her as well, which uses the action. And her bonus actions don't really have any range, so we'll just stop with that.
If this ship hits the ground, we're dead.
My character sounds scared. Okay. We can get to him, which is awesome.
The wrong fight.
That's why I like that movement, like I was saying. I just think it's nice to have the movement. This guy's taking some big damage now, as you guys can see. That's why we need to get out of here.
Got to press on.
Not trying to die. Not in our best interests. It finally hit. It feels good when it finally hits, I'll tell you that. Oh, we might get hit here. Oh, we missed. Nice. Oh, that was weird. Perfect. So then... I can't loot him because he's not a part of...
I am death.
With Lae'zel, I'm going to loot these people over here. Get the pearl. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this to my main character. If for some reason something happens and we can't control it, we at least still have the items.
No time to waste.
Okay, I am going. Of course, I don't have enough movement to finish it. Why would I have enough movement, right? Okay, we have enough movement now. Let's get out of here.
The helm's alien transponder. You made it in time.
We already know what to do. Look at that dragon. Oh. How did we not die? Oh man. Look at those big old tentacles that guy was using. He's grabbing bell towers. Can you imagine just being like a guard, just working in the city, nothing going on, just casually, and then you just see this big old ship with tentacles coming out, grabbing people, and they're just disappearing. It's just crazy. Okay. It's a really cool background. There we go. She's probably wondering too what the heck is going on. They're also probably wondering what the heck is going on. I don't want goblins following us. Bop. Oh man, we got knocked right out of there. Just blood all over us. And we're saved before death. That was really cool. It's also a good catch by whoever saved us.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull.
Let's
Other than the
check ourselves
infection, you're
for
more or less
injuries.
intact. A miracle given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
We're gonna find a cure. Okay. So the journal will tell you all the quests that you have. So we completed, we escaped the Nautiloid. We rescued the Illithid's captive, and now our main quest is to find a cure. That's where we're at now. And there is a mangled Fisher. Poor Fisher just, and then here is Shephart. Unconscious, just hanging out. Holding that cube, that's a little sketchy. Wake up! Wake up!
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible?
Doesn't matter.
True. Seems like we're the lucky ones, judging by all the corpses strewn about.
I agree.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
Me too.
First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
You
need
want to stay
each other.
together?
And we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Oh, thank you.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that.
You're welcome.
Lead the way.
Hey, we are companions in this together, so let's do this. So as you can see, now that we have her, there are companions throughout, like I showed you guys in the beginning. You could play as one of those characters, or you could make your own, which we did. We made our own. But with this episode, we're just going to try and save all of our friends. We'll call them friends. Save all of the people that you can play outside of one, because I think on this difficulty, it's very hard to save one individual because you have to be a certain level. And it's really just like level, I think level 4, maybe even level 3,
water.
but
There must
definitely
be a
level 4.
settlement nearby.
As you can see, we're just looting things. One important thing I'll show you guys is camp supplies. Where was it? Oh, here it is. So this camp supply sack. So when you want to do a long rest, which is it restores all of your HP, gives you back all your spell slots, all your key points, everything. It's just like a full reset. Think about it like that. You have to use camp supplies, and so this camp supply gives you, I think it's half. So on honor mode, I think it costs 80 camp supplies. So you would need 2 supply packs, or as you can see, there are different ways where you can get, different numbers of camp supplies to add up to 80. So that's why I'm always going to be collecting like food and perfumed letter. Oh, very sad. Before we got to meet Anna. Oh, see, like difficult terrain makes you walk slower. So this is deep water, so we're walking slower. So there's more fish here. Don't need a bottle though. Seems unnecessary. And I'm also going to collect a lot of this, we'll call it resources like murgrass and all that. Of course, in Oblivion campaign, if you're following along with that, yeah, there's the alchemy. If you're following along with that, we are archery alchemists. So it's kind of the same setup here. Is we're probably going to do the same thing where we focus on alchemy because you can make potions. I am going to try my luck. I don't remember. Let's see, actually. Do we have? I don't think we do. We do not. I was wondering if we had any lockpicks. Because if we did, we're going to take the water. I know that's... Oh, there we go. So we're going to try our luck with this this door here. We have high dex. And we also have Shadow Art here. I'm going to cast Guidance. Gives us 1d4 to ability checks. So then I'll play as my character, look at the door,
Maybe there's another
and
entrance.
try to lockpick it. So then I'll have the 1d4 and the +3 from the dex already, but we have to roll a 20, which is a lot. Not a guarantee, but it's a chance. And we passed. And the only reason why I know we passed is if you heard that little ding there. When you're playing, if you hear a ding like that, you can tell that you succeeded on the roll, which is awesome.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
I might have forgot some things. We can't even go in here even if we wanted to. Because we don't have any disarm tools to disarm those traps. So it's not advantageous for us to walk through there. But we now have that opportunity to save or to get another character. And so now we're going to do our first fight
More of those wretched things.
without, I would say, assistance. It's just us and Shadowheart.
Better stay back. One strike.
Nice thing is some of these guys are injured. Yeah, we're put in a tough spot, though. As you can see, we're probably going to throw something.
Good idea, I think.
And we did 7 damage, which is what we would have done... Wow, it's a very weak jump. But we're level 2. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
I need to find a way.
I don't even know if I noticed that, which is unfortunate, because maybe we could have been level 2 for this fight, which would have been really nice. But it's fine. I just lost 4 health, and I might die here. This is what's scary about... 6 health. This is what's scary about this first fight. You easily could just die. And, yeah. So, there's that. So we're going to use our bonus action to get our character up. So we got back up 5 HP there. And then, unfortunately, we're going to have to try to use a spell here or something. We really might die. It's just crazy to think. Okay, we got 1 kill off. But what I'll do in preparation, if my guy goes down for some reason, I'm just going to back Shadowheart off here. Just so she might have the chance to get out. We're going to do the double attack on him. Wasn't enough. I thought there would have been more. I know. I thought there would have been more. I gambled. Yep, we gambled. Hardcore gambled. Is he going to even reach us? Yep. He missed. Wow, he missed. I can't believe it. He missed. I'm very shocked. So we have no more spell slots here. So what we're going to have to do, which is very common that happens in this game mode, is we're just going to have to run. We have to run. And we will pick up our guy. We'll dash. We're going to dash this way.
Got to move.
And we'll see. Yeah, see how it says flee combat? Then we flee combat. And I'm just... Now we're in camp. Take a long rest to heal. You can also manage party members. So I'm dead at this point. But I am going to level up. Give her to level 2. I can't believe I didn't see that level up. I'm very surprised. But that gives us a couple extra things to help. So one, we get more HP. We get another spell slot. We get this Channel Divinity, which is specific to her class. And then we get some more... This is like part of the Channel Divinity. So those are the 2 actions you can do with them. And then we can choose what we want. So we have Cure Wounds. We have the Healing Word. Kind of a lot of things that are really good here. I'm just going to take the command in case we need it. And then we will accept the changes. And then we're going to leave camp. We're going to try to save our character. Because we don't want him dead. Now we're level 17, which is a little bit more, I guess, positive. But we still took 6 damage there, which really sucks. But he is up there, which is great, so he's not really going to attack us because he used his action to dash, if you remember. So we really need to worry about this guy, which, I think we're going to just use Guiding Bolt on him. I know that's not a very good min-max for us, but I think it's what we have to do. And I'll drink a potion. So now we're full. And then we'll pop into here and we'll see what happens. We got an opportunity to pick up our character using, it's called a Scroll Revivify. So it's probably what we'll do next turn. We took 8 damage. That really hurt. Let's see if we can even... No, we're not even in the range, which is not great for us. But what we could do... Let's see. Was this... Extract your image of illusion within 3M. Attack rolls have advantage for you and your allies, but that doesn't really help us. See, that's a 50%. But it's at a disadvantage with 64%. I think we're... What's the attack? 85%. I think we're just going to do this. 4 damage. Problem, though, is that we don't have... Can we... You know what we can do? We can drink. I didn't know that. Now I know. And he missed. Perfect. So then we do it again. 85. We'll take 85% every single time. That really hurt. And we beat him. Awesome. It was a very messy fight to show you guys to start out, but you can see exactly how honor mode is. It's not always about being consistently clean and this is going to be great. No, it's, you know, how do you strategize the best way possible to win the fight? Sometimes you have to retreat, you know, sometimes you have to think, what can I do next, and keep moving on from there. But let's level up. And that's crazy. That was the first fight. I normally don't have problems with that fight, which is funny, but not a big deal. We'll keep moving. Look, our movement speed increases by 3 while you're not wearing armor or using a shield. It's awesome. We just like our movement speed is insane now because of this. Patient defense. Attack rolls against you have disadvantage and you have advantage. Okay, so it's a bonus action. So these are class actions. We got Step of the Wind, which is another dash, and then disengage. So we can use these as bonus actions. If you recall, dashing typically is an action, but for a monk, it's only a bonus action with this because you are a monk, which is really cool. We took some damage. We are hurting really bad. I think that, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that is used for like a very special potion. The positive thing is, one, we have potions to spare, so I'm not too concerned about the potion aspect, and we're gonna stick with the 14 out of 17 for now. We'll pick up the hand axe that we threw. Until we get a bow, it's gonna be kind of hard. Ooh. Okay, we got some stuff there. There's a chest over here. Try to jump up to use that jumping. Get some bombs. And oil of accuracy, which is like coats your weapon and does more damage. I think it's like, it does like +2 to your attack, so you have a better chance of hitting your attack. And I think there's a, mind flare up here. Just try to jump up there. You can get up that without that. So this potion of speed, this thing's so important. Basically, you get 2 actions. You get a +2 to your AC, which is like your defense to stop them from hitting you. But you get 3 turns of basically having double action. But after 3 turns, you become lethargic, which means you like lose a turn. So you have to be careful of that. Be mindful of what you're doing and if it's necessary, or if you can like end a fight really quickly. Because if that's the case, then I strongly recommend using them. It's just very situational. So then now we should be getting our next party member here shortly. After I loot. I've got another thieves tool, which is great. And look at that. This is like another interaction to do the thieves tool. And look at that. It's just a 5. We did a 20, which I'm happy about. And there we go. We got a 20 there too. And a helmet and some gold. So we're not proficient in light armor though, and we wouldn't wear armor anyway. So we can get the better movement. Let's take all that. And this should be our next party member here. Am I going crazy? No, I'm not. He's right there. I know I wasn't going crazy.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
His skin's a little pale.
I was hoping for a kind soul. Well, not to worry.
Ooh, he's got sharp teeth. Dexterity, monk dexterity. The elf's grapple is weak. Basic, slip the hold. So look at this. This is cool. Advantage. So we have an advantage when certain situations. So since we're a monk here, we have advantage. I'm not going to use guidance either. Let's just boom. We got it with the advantage, which is awesome. Guidance doesn't. I mean, we could have used guidance. It's not a big deal, but. Just wanted to see if we get without it.
I saw you on the ship, strutting about whilst I was trapped in that pod.
We didn't see him.
What did you
Otherwise, we would have
and
let him
those
free.
tentacled freaks do to me? I'm not.
You have it backwards. They snatched me up too.
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
Fair enough.
What's going on? The worm.
It connected us.
Of course. That explains things somewhat. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards.
Right.
Apologies. A kindred spirit.
I want all of the companions to live, so
My
please
name's
join us.
Astarion.
Nice to meet you,
I was in
Astarion.
Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
I'm also from Baldur's Gate.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles.
Well, it's a pretty big city,
So,
so.
do you know anything about these worms?
They're gonna definitely turn us
Turn
into
us
mind
into-
flayers.
Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect?
You have two
Although,
piercing.
It
your neck.
hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
You should travel with me. Odds are better together.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea.
Let's
And
do it.
You seem like a useful person to know. All right, I accept.
And look at that journal
Leader.
updated. We got the pale elf now, and look at that. We get to level up him. And so Astarion's role, he is an assassin or a rogue, sure. But his abilities will kind of be more focused on sneaking and doing critical damage while sneaking, things like that,
Let's get going.
which is really cool. So now let's go and see what was happening in this side of the ship, because I believe this is where
A mind flayer.
the mind flayer that turned us into these dang things.
You approach the dying monster.
Yes.
This is the thing that abducted you. You
What a
could
cruel
end its
being.
life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion.
No.
Compassion. You can't move, can't think.
He's controlling us.
Thinking is mercifully done for you. It will be a joy to serve, to die for it an honor. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it, but then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
Let's see. We passed. Even with the -1, we passed to a 10. That's awesome.
Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your
Wow,
mind into
aggressive.
obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body, you can provide.
Resist. 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 We're going to guidance this just to be safe. Yep. We pass. Kind
The
of trying to
monster
control us even in
lies
his deathbed.
exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Yep. Close those eyes forever. Bop. Bop bop. We got some experience for that, and we'll take the void
Death is
bolts.
too good for it.
Okay. So we're gonna get this next companion, who happens to be, oh, take that, relatively close by as well. And look, there's another supply pack, so we now have 2, which is great. Here is our next
What's going
companion.
on with that rope?
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Looks pretty creepy. That was not ideal. What?
A hand? Anyone?
We're gonna try strength. Strength's not the worst. It's not the best. But we passed anyway. Which is awesome. We can help him out.
That's it! Go on! Keep pulling!
We got him.
Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this.
No need to apologize.
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Nautiloid as
I
well.
like how all these people were there. Yeah, I don't remember seeing them.
You too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the
Of course.
region. No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers?
We are
It's a
aware.
process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
Nope. Not at all.
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
Can't say that I am. I'm
We're
sorry.
certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
Sounds like a plan.
Most excellent.
Come join.
Parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
No problem. And you're welcome. And so now we get to level up Gale. So your party maximum is 4. You can always roam as just 1. You could split up. You could have 2 people go one way, 2 people go another way, 3 people go one way, 1 person go one way. It's kind of up to you, which is really cool. This is a fun thing where we're going to pick what we want Gale to focus in. The nice thing is that you can literally change this at any point if you want to respec him. I'm actually going to do evocation. We're going to do magic missile, and we're going to do chromatic orb. Those are the 2 that I really like. We don't need grease here. We're going to put magic missile on, and I don't care about mage armor. So we're going to put the chromatic orb on. So Gale is a wizard. That's why you're seeing a lot more spells than anything that I've done or Tastarian's done. You still obviously see spells from Shadowheart, but realistically, Gale is the man. Look, he has 3 spell slots, and he has Arcane Recovery, which allows for him to basically get a spell slot back. But it has to be out of combat.
These things have stayed interesting.
We're going to stop here. I think so far we've had a very interesting encounter with one almost dying to those brains in the beginning. Finding some companions along the way. I believe there is 2 more companions that we can interact with at this moment with our level to try and rescue and to add to the team. But once you get past once you get to 4, everyone else will just go back to your camp, what you saw when I was with Shadowheart. They'll just be stationed there. If you want to change the party around, you can just ask the party members that you have in your group to just stay at the camp by talking with them and then pick up the party member you want. If you guys enjoyed this introduction to Baldur's Gate, this 1-hour Fun Game Friday, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to continue this save, to do this honor mode run. I think it'll be an interesting experience if you guys want to do this, just because I've never played as a monk, so it'd be kind of fun to see what a monk does, as well as I'm sure I'll make different choices and actions depending on our character, Sir Crixus. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.